what up, C10 Nation? This thing is kind of blown up social media. What's cool about our world is, you know, we see things through the camera, through social media. So this truck, kind of, you guys kind of kept it, I feel like, on the down low, and then all of a sudden, boom goes dynamite. So we've got Craig Piggott, and we've got a service body here, 68 service body, C10, slammed on the ground, Tin Works Fabrication, Jackson Auto Body on social media. Craig, welcome to C10 Talk and welcome to our video.
Thanks, bud.
What can you tell us about this thing?
Exactly what you said. It blew up on Instagram, and that's how we got here. Ended up being a situation where AccuAir caught us, and they kind of followed it very early on. And we didn't actually even have AccuAir stuff on our truck. And so through the process, and you know, those guys seeing it, we took it down to Charlotte, North Carolina. On our way back, they contacted Taylor with Tin Works and basically said, hey, you want to bring a truck? And he goes, yeah, but I got a problem. I don't have any AccuAir stuff on it. And they said, well, that is a problem. And so they said, you know, what can you, you know, do? And basically we kind of said, you know, if we get the stuff, we'll put it on.
Now,
you know?
2 days, 2 weeks?
We come back on a Monday, and and as a matter of fact, there was a delay. It was, you know, it was basically on order Tuesday morning. It was supposed to be here. We didn't get it till Wednesday morning, so it was tearing it apart.
And you were here Saturday morning?
Yeah, Saturday morning.
And they're from Iowa.
Yes.
So, I mean, scrambling, but honored, right?
Oh my God.
Somebody didn't come in the spot.
And the irony of that was I was sitting there talking to, through Instagram, Ricky, who basically this was his spot.
Yeah, so you guys, for the audience that listens to the podcast, Ricky Hawley with his Blazer, Charlie Brown wasn't able to make it. Craig and the team from Tin Works was able to make it in, and not only make it, but scramble to get the system in and be in, obviously, the AccuAir Car Corral.
Well, and the thing too was I had no idea it was Ricky's spot, and I'm sitting there, you know, he said, hey, I heard you got a spot, you know. I said, oh yeah, somebody driving. He goes, hey, that somebody was me. So you know, I mean, that's what's funny about it, you know. And you know, it's just kind of cool because there was no hard feelings. There was, you know, it was just a, and honestly, every person here has been just a really good buy.
Yeah,
it's really super cool.
Well, it's a really cool truck. I think the service body thing is so cool because it's just different, right? So we've seen a few. One of the guys I interviewed really early on, into Billet, he did Wally. It was a 68 kind of Seafoam. You know, he kind of really started going. One of my good buddies, Sam Castronova, had a truck called Angelo out of Phoenix. Was probably one of the first service bodies that you saw kind of put on the ground. Actually, Delmo built it. So now we've got, do you have a name for this?
No, we've been struggling for a while.
Tin Lizzie? What are we working on here?
We might have to.
Yeah. Last second air?
Right, yeah, no kidding.
So this is your truck, but the guys at Tin Works build it along with the guys from Jackson Auto Body. How long is this built?
So basically what happened is I did some trading for this truck. This truck was a step-side truck to begin with. It was not an fuel injected, but it had Inglis injection carburetors on it. And it just was a dog turd. And it had 20-inch wide, believe it or not, monocues on it. And basically, you know, it just needed to be kind of redone. So that's what I was doing. And I found Taylor just by asking around, say, who does some good fab work? And we were just going to do inner fender wells. And so here's where we sit. I mean, we literally tore the whole truck apart. And it was red. It was really, honestly, it was a done truck. And we were going to just freshen things up and do whatever. And then we kind of started talking, and I had a 64 with a utility bed on it, and we knew that in order for somebody to get some attention, it had to be different. And that's why we went with the utility bed. Well, and that's my line of work too. You know, I mean, we use these trucks all day.
Really?
Every day. Oh yeah. And we cut concrete for a living. So it was just a part of it, and just kind of second nature to us to have these things, you know, and so it's been kind of cool. And then the other side is people really didn't have a vision for it, you know. Everybody's like, I don't know about that kind of thing. And so as we progressed, it's really taken off on its own.
What's been the hardest, like, as you go through the build and you work with those guys, with Taylor, what's been the hardest decision? What's been the hardest thing to, you know, as a team, as you guys kind of getting together and saying, what color are we going to paint it? What wheels are we going to do it? How high? How low? How fast? What's the hardest part for you guys?
I think I don't know if necessarily it's a hard part because we worked well together. The hard parts were you know, talking about deadlines and doing those kinds of things, because quite honestly, we talked about, you know, potentially doing something even earlier in the year, and it just, the timing, you know, and then the other side of it is when you rely on outsourcing some things, it gets tough.
Yeah.
You know, and then
from a timeline.
You know, oh yeah. You know, I mean, the thing was with Rick painting this thing, he works for me full time also. So I mean, I'm dragging him down there and I'm beating him on the other side too, getting my paint work done.
Yeah, he's like, my ass is so tired from you working all day cutting concrete. Now you want me to paint?
Exactly.
It's like, give me a break.
Right. But I had no mercy.
Yeah.
And I didn't care.
Slave driver.
So, right. So no, but those would probably be the hardest part. You know, everybody, and one thing nice with Taylor and you know, with Rick, and just it's just bouncing ideas, you know, and being able to do that with people you.
So how about your color? Who decided on that? It was red. How did you end up with this? It's kind of a browny, greeny.
It's actually a
hazel
67 color is what it is.
Okay.
And it came about because we had seen another truck on Instagram or somewhere, and it was Instagram because Taylor reached out to him, said, hey, you know, but it was on a 66 Chevy truck, and he had said, hey, that's what the color was.
Is this the fawn color then?
It's actually a saddle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what they call it.
Red,
a saddle.
red.
And so yeah, so that's kind of how it came about. You know, and then we're like, yeah, that. I mean, to be honest, you know, I love earth tone colors anyway, and they're easy to work around. And the other side is that people draw to them, because the thing is with earth tones and as opposed to reds or bright colors, you have to find the features in an earth tone vehicle.
Sure.
Because you know, because it's so muted.
Well, easy on the eye, right?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, so how long total from start to finish?
We took realistically about a year and a half at the most.
Okay.
I mean, when we at the stage where we knew it was going to be a different color, that was January.
Okay.
And we put the utility bed on it and everything. So it was January when we did that. But this truck's been in progress for about a year and a half.
Tinworks Fab, fabrication on Instagram. You can check out the interior. You can check out quite a bit about this truck, and it kind of, as you follow along, and now it won't be, you know, a stranger to us. We know who's behind it, the team behind it. Check them out. AccuAir Car Corral, SEMA 2016.
That's it.
Thanks, Craig.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.